Hello, brethren. So today I have a message to share, a message that will build you and maybe it will guide you. It will help you to understand some perspectives in the Bible. So today I have a question. And the question is, why do you think God hid Moses' grave? Why do you think God hid Moses' grave from the children of Israel, that nobody knew where he buried Moses? God hates one thing, and what he hates most is idolization. At that point, the children of Israel were so broken, they were so confused, and they are so accustomed to the Egyptian way of living and worshiping. And so, if God had to show the Israelites where he buried Moses, he would be directing them, who have created a tragedy where they will build something like a monument, a mausoleum, where they will be worshipping or maybe turn it into a holy ground, something like that, where they will spend much of the time away from God but trying to idolize Moses, who now they feel was their savior from the land of Israel, or I mean land of Egypt, and they will lose focus completely from God. That is a major reason why God saw it good for him to hide the graveyard or where he was going to bury Moses. And this is a problem that we are experiencing in our lives today. People have tendencies of idolizing circumstances or places depending on the things that have happened in their lives, the things that have occurred at a particular place. Remember a story of Jesus Christ and John and Peter when they went to the mountain to pray, and Elijah and Moses appeared. Then Peter suggested that they build 3 tents for each of them, one for Elijah, one for Moses, and one for Jesus. Imagine what will have happened today. Such a place will be a place where people go and worship, thinking it's a place where there is holiness, there is presence of God. But in reality, the presence of God is all over and everywhere. Just like today, people in large number gravitate towards Jerusalem, the walls of Jerusalem, and they pray, believing this is a holy land and this is the presence of God, which I do not refuse. But the thing is, God is not domiciled. You cannot put God at a geographical location. God is everywhere and anywhere at any particular time. If Jesus had not rebuked such a thought from one of his disciples, today we'll be having a 3-tent shrine, a holy ground with the 3 tents. And maybe even the churches today will be built in a design where it is a 3-tent design. One for Elijah, one for Moses, and one for Jesus himself. So this problem has so much grown, though God has tried to avoid it, into people's lives. God entrench a leader, but we choose to idolize the leader. Even when the leader is gone, we choose to build his statue or a monument so that we can keep on reliving the memories of such a leader. We idolize people so much so that we even forget that there's existence of God in our lives. We try to substitute what we felt, experienced, and felt tangible and bring it to be a guide or an evidence of God in our lives. Whereas God is present to us as he was during the beginning, the times of Adam and Eve. So it was so much thoughtful that the nature of human beings have a tendencies of trying to idolize the people who have been there and the people who have tried to show the world light. Now, as it is today, the death of Jesus Christ on the cross, it was a significance of what Jesus was becoming, what we will have become, a curse on the cross. But today, what do? We move along, we carry the cross of Jesus, the Jesus nailed on the cross. Because now we feel that the presence of God or the presence of Jesus is on a stone that is engraved with a cross and Jesus on it, or on a timber engraved with Jesus on cross on it. And that's a way of trying to divert your attention from who God is and who God's intention or what God intends to be in your life. You refuse not to see what God has put in you, and you forever try to compare yourself with what now you call a legend or somebody who lived before you. God designed you to be an independent individual person who has a particular role to be accomplished. And God himself put it inside you and it's upon you to live by it, to become it, to grow to be what it is. But most of the time we get limited by what has existed before. We idolize some things that we limit ourselves, we limit our capability through the process of idolization. And that's the specific reason why God refused to let the children of Israel know where the grave of Moses was. It is the specific reason why Jesus had to rebuke his 3 disciples of the idea that they could build 3 tents, one for Elijah, one for Moses, and one for Jesus himself. But in our nature, we want to idolize things. We want to idolize geographical places. And that's why people believe you have to pray from the mountain. And that's why people believe you have to go to Jerusalem for God to hear your prayers. That's why some people believe that you have to be prayed for by a particular servant of God. But all you need is your belief, and your belief in Jesus Christ, that he is your personal savior, and that nothing is impossible to him. Don't idolize your life. Don't idolize most things that you have in life. And this is a problem. God gives you money, you have money, then you allow money to have you. God gives you a family, you have a family, and then you allow a family to have you. Don't allow to be possessed with the things that you've been given. These are things which are much lesser than you as a person. Don't lose focus for the things that you are doing, for the success that you have in life, for the things that you have achieved in life, for the praise and fame that you have achieved as a result of the good deeds that you're doing, or for the activities that attracts people attention. Those things will always be there, and you can always get them, and they can as well leave you at any particular time. But when you embrace the presence of God in your life and know how to relate with him All these things will never matter to you, whether they are there or not. Don't idolize the things you have. You already have them, so they mean nothing.